Hello and welcome back to Brewer's Bastion, the place where we take homebrew monsters beyond the stat block, exploring their origins, behavior, and how to make them unforgettable in your campaign. Today, we're delving into a powerful primal creature that turns your own strengths against you, learning with every strike and thriving on your predictability. This is the Prismback. The Prismback is a living paradox of adaptation, a massive reptilian creature whose scales shift and shimmer with stolen energy. Most scholars believe it's the result of magical experimentation, maybe the work of wizards who tried to create a beast immune to magic itself. Others think it's a natural mutation, born where wild magic warped the laws of nature. Whatever its origin, the result is a predator that also has extremely powerful defenses. Its scales absorb whatever power strikes them fire, cold, lightning, even necrotic energy, twisting elements into armor and then into nourishment. To see one in the wild is rare. To survive the encounter is rarer still. At rest, a prismback is difficult to spot. Its wide, ridged back blends seamlessly into its surroundings moss, stone, tree bark, whatever it needs to mimic, with only the faintest glint of prismatic light betraying its outline. But the moment it's attacked, everything changes. Its scales flare to life, rippling with colors as its body learns from the attack. This is its signature trait, adaptive scales. When the prismback takes elemental damage, it gains resistance to that elemental type. And if you keep hitting it in the same way, that resistance becomes immunity. By that point, if you're foolish enough to keep trying, it's your own fault when your attacks start to heal it. Hit a prismback with lightning, and the next bolt might not hurt so much. Strike it with radiant energy too often, you might watch the creature's wounds start to close instead of open. It's the ultimate punishment for repetition. Every round, every spell, every sword swing becomes a test of creativity, and predictability is suicide. But defense is only half the equation. Deep inside the prismback's chest lies a crystalline organ known as the resonant core, a living prism that hums with stolen energy. Whatever type of damage last touched the creature, it now wields. If a wizard burns it, the prismback's bite ignites in return. If it's struck by thunder, its tail might crash with a sonic boom. This makes it a dynamic, ever-changing enemy. Players can't rely on one resistance or countermeasure for too long, because the prismback's offense evolves just as fast as its defense does. And as if that weren't enough, the prismback's bite carries a curse called shattering resonance. Those who are bitten start to adapt, just like the prismback, gaining resistances to certain types of damage. But the next time they take that same damage, their newfound resistance backfires, shattering into vulnerability instead. The curse grants its victims the prismback's strength, only to turn that strength against them when it is wielded too often. Once again, this creature punishes repetition. Prismbacks are solitary, territorial predators. They don't hunt in packs. They don't need to. One is more than enough. They wait motionless for hours, perfectly blended into the terrain until the air shifts, until heat, movement, or magic gives away their prey. When they strike, it's with blinding speed and terrifying precision. In the wild, a prismback's territory is often marked by strangely scorched or crystallized vegetation, remnants of the energies it has absorbed over time. Ruins found deep in the jungle hint that prismbacks may not be natural. Ancient carvings depict humanoid figures channeling elemental energy into crystalline beasts, guardians, or maybe experiments gone out of control. Over the centuries, these creations seem to have broken free of their master's command, adapting and surviving until all that remained was instinct. They lost their purpose, whatever it may have been, but not their power. Their scales are still sought after by artificers and mages, shimmering with traces of every element, but harvesting one means facing a creature that learns as you fight it. For dungeon masters, the Prismback is a fantastic mid-tier encounter. I'd use it at around CR 8 as a solo predator or a recurring jungle nemesis. Mechanically, it's a great way to challenge players who rely too heavily on one damage type, like that sorcerer who always spams Fireball, or the cleric who thinks radiant damage solves everything. The moment they realize their best spell just healed the monster, that's when the fight gets interesting. Use terrain to emphasize its stealth dense forests, ruins, swamps, etc. Let it vanish and strike again repeatedly, an invisible threat that is just begging to be the target of repeated AoE effects, which, when stacked, become less and less effective. The Prismback isn't just a monster, it's a mirror, one that reflects your party's habits, punishes routine, and rewards creativity. If you enjoyed this creature feature, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Brewer's Bastion, and check out the Patreon for the full stat block and printable PDF. That's all for today. Until next time, may your wit be as sharp as your sword.